What's up, everybody? Nick Powills, publisher of 1851franchise.com. Go ahead and click the like button and subscribe button or whatever button you need to push before watching this video. Today, we're talking donuts with DonutNV. Coming up next. All right, Alex, as much as I want to talk about donuts, first we're going to start with you. What's your franchise story? How did you accidentally fall into franchising?
Well, thanks so much for having me, Nick. I appreciate it. I've worked in a number of franchise concepts in my teen years. And post Penn State for me, I got into the insurance industry. Turned out corporate America wasn't for me. I grew up in an entrepreneurial household, and working for someone else just wasn't in the cards. So a couple years in, my now wife and I, Amanda, started what is now DonutNV, previously Cinnamony Donuts. And as we built the brand, we built a following from day one. We had a lot of requests, and one of the biggest questions we had was, how do I get one of these? And that was something that we were always working towards, growing the brand. And that was part of our evolution from Cinnamony Donuts to what is now DonutNV. That transformation happened in 2018. And then that kind of took us into what was next for the brand. We've always been a very community-focused facing brand and concept. It was always about giving back and being a part of fun events and doing good in the community. And it was really the big question for us was, how do we do that in greater volume across the country? And that led us to franchising. We officially started franchising late 2018, really early to mid 2019. And we didn't know much about franchising at the time. We relied on some great partners, some great subcontractors, and eventually in-house team as well too, to really guide that path and make sure that we were doing things right and that we could grow very sustainably.
All right, a lot that I want to unpack from there. So you go back to, and I love this line, and I love it because I think it opens up such a big gap in franchising. But you said we didn't know what franchising was. If you go back to that moment, and even where the dream was with this business, like, what was your approach then? Like, obviously people are coming to you and saying, I want to own my own, but like, what's going on through your head? Like, are you dreaming as big as it's turned into, or where are you at?
Yeah, I mean, back then, definitely not. You hear stories of brands that grow. 100 is always the magic number of,
Right.
if you grow to 100 units, then you've kind of made it. So that was always kind of the long shot goal, if you will. But we always had a passion for what we did, and that really drove us forward, no matter when we had one franchisee or 50 or now over 120 plus, which is amazing. So, we really leaned heavily on professionals in the industry to make sure that we were doing things the right way and make sure that we were growing on a path that made sense.
What's your dream today?
So our dream, we continue to grow. We have over 100 trailers on the road today, which is absolutely amazing. We'll talk a bit, I'm sure, about trailer manufacturing and how we make that magic happen on another part of the business. But we're working towards a 300 to 500 plus trailer goal of trailers on the road.
And that's pretty crazy, from saying, like, I'm going to be entrepreneurial. I grew up in entrepreneurial families, and now, you are the player. I mean, as an outsider, I'll share this. I mean, obviously you guys use a franchise sales organization to help grow the business. And historically, the franchise broker doesn't know how to move food. They tend to move home-based businesses, but here it's almost like you engineered the ease of startup that could make it very easy for the franchise consultant to make the introduction. Now, whether done purposely, and I'm curious if it was done purposely, like, you condition this to be ideal for someone raising their hands saying, look, I'm interested in franchising. I don't know much about franchising. Here's how much money I have. What can I potentially buy? And it's like you guys engineer something that is perfect for that buyer that maybe can't afford to open up a traditional restaurant, loves food, wants to be a part of the community, and wants something that has ease of startup and scalability.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely it was a little bit of a shock and awe, I would say, in the consultant world initially. Like you said, there's a couple of food brands that have come through, and quite a few consultants do have experience working with brands like that and have had success with those brands themselves. So we saw a really large following from the beginning, which was great, and then it just continued to build over time. The biggest thing for us is, at the end of the day, DonutNV is a sales and marketing company. We always say, if you don't book a single event, you never have to make a single donut. So it's all about booking the events, booking the right events and the right parties and the right opportunities, and then also backing that up with a world-class product. So we're very proud of the product that we offer. A lot of proprietary equipment, and also ingredients and mixes go into what we have. But it's ultimately sales and marketing, and that's where we've seen a lot of success. Where those coming out of maybe corporate America, or maybe looking to start a business with their family, but they're maybe more managing their manager type setup as opposed to owner operator. We've seen it be a good fit for just about any type of investment, if you will, across the board, and that's been huge for us in our growth.
Are you still operating a corporate location?
We do, yeah. We actually have a trailer that's based in southeastern Pennsylvania. So that services the Malvern, King of Prussia area, and we run that semi-absentee ourselves, where we have a local manager that runs that, and we're based in the Central Florida area.
Oh, that's awesome. So if you think through the product side, and I want to touch on the sales and marketing side too, but on the product side, you use the term proprietary and the way that you've approached it. Does that go all the way back to the roots of the starting of the business? Were those some of the strategic decisions that you were making on the product side early on, or did it morph the more that you continued to grow as a business?
The roots definitely started in 2014. So we had some coaching from some real experts in the industry about success that they saw and how they scaled to hundreds of units. So that kind of put some seeds in our head, if you will, very early on, of kind of what path we want to take. But we started with donut machines that were very unique to even the United States as a whole, very early on. And over the past almost 10 years, we've made those truly our own. We actually have proprietary equipment that is stamped with the DonutNV logo, and we back those machines up totally in-house as well. So that's something that I don't think any other donut brand is doing in the US. And we're very, very proud of that. Also, too, the product side of things, we started that very early on. We weren't as happy with the product quality that was available on the open market, and that was a big differentiator for us. Making something that was available on the market just much better, and making sure that customer experience also matched the product quality as well too.
So I heard semi-absentee with what you guys are operating in the corporate store, and I hear sales and marketing. So I'm going to assume you've also engineered a business that doesn't require you to have a food background, that you've built a business that can just be a good business.
Yeah, so we've really designed it so that we can teach anyone how to make donuts. The biggest thing is being open to learning the DonutNV system, learning our sales and marketing techniques, and going through the system from start to finish, but also having a team there to support you ongoing. You definitely don't need a food background. It might help a little bit. There's going to be some things along the way that will make sure that you get all squared away, things like health permits, your food handler manager certifications, things like that will point you in that right direction, even get you connected with the right people to make sure that onboarding is as easy and straightforward as possible for you. But you definitely don't need a food background to be a DonutNV franchisee.
Great. So you touched on manufacturing of the trucks in 2020, 21, when COVID's hitting and there is supply issues. Did you guys run into that, or were you prepared for that going into COVID?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that we're proud of is we've always delivered trailers on time. We continue to do so, and even if that meant getting our hands dirty on delivery days, to make sure everything was always on time. That's always been really critical to us. I've always been more on the back end of things, making sure that our supply chain is strong. And as we continue to grow, we always wanted to strengthen as we grew. And back in the day, we used to put one unit out every couple of months, maybe every 3 months, 6 months. Then it grew to opening 1 or 2 units a quarter, and now we put out a very consistent 8 to 10 trailers on the road every month. So supply chain is a big part of that. We brought our trailer manufacturing efforts in-house earlier this year, and that's allowed us to make sure that we have a pulse not only on the supply chain, but also after sales service and support as well too. And that's been one of the biggest things that DonutNV sells is you can go buy a trailer from anywhere. You absolutely can, but the trailer that we provide and the support that we provide is definitely unmatched across the industry.
You're an entrepreneur. Do you stop at DonutNV, or are you thinking about what's next and other issues or problems you can solve in communities?
Yeah, we're a lot of our focus is on DonutNV. That's the biggest thing for us is supporting our franchisees. We're 100 as of today. We're 125 plus franchisees strong. So it's making sure that they have the support and making sure that they have everything that we need. We really take a look internally, really on a daily or weekly basis on kind of how can we continue to support our franchise fam, as we call it. How can we support them? What better products and offerings can we roll out to help their business? Definitely always looking at complementary offerings that will help strengthen their business as well. But DonutNV is our focus, very strongly, on a weekly and monthly basis right now.
You started in 2014. You franchised in 2018. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, December of 2018 is technically when we rolled out our FTD, but we really didn't start pushing franchising until mid 2019.
Well, I mean, the reason I want to call that out, I mean, you're at a 9-year success story to get to this point. Like, I think outsiders might say, wow, the brand is exploding overnight, but you've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get up to this moment. Absolutely.
Yeah. So one of my favorite quotes is from Damon John: every overnight success takes 15 years.
Right.
So, that's that couldn't describe us better. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting him on multiple occasions. And funny enough, he did a cameo for us for our first franchisee. So, that's always resonated with myself and Amanda. We've been building this going into year 10 officially as of Memorial Day weekend 2024. We're coming up on that 10-year anniversary. So a lot has gone into the development of the brand, into product development, into all the nooks and crannies, just making sure that the system was complete. It is complete, and that we continue moving it in a progressive direction to, just always have the best offerings for our franchise partners.
I love it. So if there's a ghost candidate that's watching this and they've been hooked on our discussion so far, and they're sitting here and they're thinking about whether this makes sense for them, what else do you want the ghost candidate to know about the business?
Go through the process, learn what we're all about, and come see us, come meet us in person for confirmation day. It's just, we've been told that the system that we have is truly unique, and we absolutely love our in-house team. Our in-house team is about 12 in-house strong. Then we have about another 5 or 6 subcontractors that we work with, and our manufacturing team is about 23 to 25 strong as well too. So we have a great system. We're very proud of it, and the best way to see it is in person. And if you haven't already tasted the product firsthand, I'd encourage you to check out your closest location and see what it's all about. We're very selective about the franchise partners that we bring on. We definitely don't approve every candidate, and we want to make sure that it's a great pairing both for DonutNV and for the candidates as well too. But it's of course not for everyone, but those that go through the process really see what we have to offer, what we've built, and you get to meet the team and see what they're all about as well too.
Love it. Alex, enjoy watching and seeing the brand grow, and looking forward to seeing where the story goes. Thanks for sharing some of it with us.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Alex, I'm Nick. This is another episode of Meet the Zor.